What is going on YouTube? It is all about Lucky HD here, and today I'm bringing you guys another Minecraft pixel art tutorial build. Today we're going to be doing Sasuke 6 baths, part 6. Before we get into the build, let me tell you the blocks we're going to be needing. So, we're still going to be needing our black concrete, going to need our placement block, gold block, and today's two main blocks, we're going to be needing purple pillar, I think that's how you say it, or purple, something like that. Grab that block anyway. We're going to need cyan terracotta. And now, for all the rest of our blocks, we're probably also going to need them as well. So, we're going to need our black wool, our bone block, our white wool, our light grey wool, our light blue terracotta, our grey concrete, our red concrete and red wool. Now, we probably already used all the red concrete and red wool, but if you didn't already, not fill it all in, but we probably won't need that, but we already got black concrete. We need our white terracotta and our clay block. So again, you probably don't need the red concrete and red wool because we've already used it, but I mean, if you haven't filled it in, then, well, I don't know what you're doing if you haven't filled it in, but we've already filled it in, so to be honest, we can probably get rid of those two blocks, but I'll keep them in the inventory anyway. So in today's part, we're going to try and do a right eye. Well, not try, we will. And potentially, because there's not a lot of outlining to do, we may complete the entire outline. And before we get into the tutorial, I don't know if any of you saw or got a notification, but I tried to go live, and there was like a super long delay on the stream. So I just ended the stream, and I'm going to have to try again another day. But I've kind of just given up for today because that delay was like, hold on a minute. I got like a 20-second delay. How do I fix this? So I will try and fix that for a later date. Anyway, getting on to the tutorial. We're going to move on to this section here. So we're just going to fly in. Right to here. We want to be at these three blocks here. Now, once we are at these three blocks here, we're going to take our white terracotta. And what we're going to do is underneath these three here, we're going to place three just underneath all three of these. So just 1, 2, 3, just like so. And once we've done this, fly into the middle one, and we're going to place one white terracotta underneath. And then we're going to place two going to the left for now, so 1, 2. And then once we've done this, we're going to fly up to the very top of this black concrete here. And we're actually going to start with the eyebrow first, because it might be a bit easier filling this in first. So once you've flown to the very top one here, and once we've flown up to these four here, we're going to go one down to this one right here. And then we're going to place one to the left. Then underneath, we're going to place two. So 1, 2. Then place one to the left. Place one on top. Fly back down to the bottom one here. And place 3 going to the left. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do an up left diagonal. And then we're going to go back down to where we just done the up left diagonal from. And we're going to do a bottom left diagonal from there. So just like so. And then we're going to do a bottom right diagonal. And then we're going to do another bottom right diagonal. Place one to the right. Fly back to this block here where we just did the bottom right diagonal from. And we're going to do a bottom left diagonal. And there we go. That's that little part done there. And I mean, while we're here as well, we might as well do some of the shading. So we're going to move on to this one sticking out here. So the bottom one sticking out, we want to move this one. Still with our black concrete. We're going to place one to the right. And then we're going to do a right diagonal. And then place 9 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we'll come back to the other parts here. But once we've done that, fly back over to the 2 that's sticking out here. And we're going to take our white terracotta. Underneath the 2, we're going to place 3 going underneath on the left one here. So 1, 2, 3. So again, that should just look like that so far. Then, what we're going to do is we're going to fly up to the big line. And we're going to place one in the left corner here. Then we're going to skip 3 spaces. So, 1, 2, and 3. And then place 1 right there. So there you go. Should be a 2 gap in between these two here. And then we're going to go 5 paces to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place 1 underneath on the 5th one. There should be a 4 gap in between there, as you can see. And again, we'll come back to here to do the rest of the shading later. and then fly back to the left hand side, and we're going to place 3 going up again on top of this black concrete on the very left. So 1, 2, 3, fly up 1, skip the black concrete, place 1 on top, 1 to the right, fly back into the left, and go up by 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And once we've done that, over on this black concrete here is where the little eyebrow is, to the left hand side. On the very bottom one here, on this line, we're going to place 1 white terracotta down, and then we're going to do an upright diagonal, so just place 1 there, and then there we go. Again, there is a bit more shading to do up there, but we'll do that later. Our main focus today is the eye, but we're just getting a bit of shading done while we're here. And to kick things off, we're going to move to the one sticking here, out right here, on the right hand side of the eyebrow. So we're going to move on to here, and take out our black concrete, and we're going to do 10 upright diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then we're going to place 1 to the right, and do another upright diagonal. And then we're going to do another upright diagonal, and place another 1 going to the right. Then we're going to do 3 upright diagonals. So 1, 2, and 3. And as you can see, connects just like so, like this. And then from the very top one here, we're going to place 1 going to the left. Then we're going to do a bottom left diagonal, so bottom left, and then we're going to place another 1 going to the left. Then do another bottom left diagonal, another 1 to the left. Then we're going to do 3 bottom left diagonals, so 1, 2, and 3, and place 1 to the left. Then we're going to do 5 bottom left diagonals, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we're going to place 1 to the left, and then we're going to do a bottom left diagonal, and there we go. As you see, it just connects to the end like so. And now basically what you're going to do is you're just going to fill in this line going up here, just all with black concrete. So I'm not going to fill it all in, but I'm just going to fill in a bit. And yeah, there you go, that's enough. So you can see you just filled that in there. And now once we have done all of this, we're actually going to start moving on to the actual eye itself now. So we're going to fly to the bottom of here, this one coming here. So where the white terracotta is, moving up 1 from there, and then upright diagonal from there, so we're right here. We're going to take our bone block, and we're going to place 3 going underneath from here. So 1, 2, 3, and we're going to do this 3 going down from all of these 1s up until this 2 right here, and it's going to be on the last 2. We're going to do another 3 on. The first 2. So the first 2 would be the last 3. So 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to do it off that. So we should look like that so far. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to go 3 down from all of these. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. And there you go, as you can see, we just look like that. The reason why we do this right now is because it just makes things a bit easier for us, because the rinnegan eye is very it's very thick, so it's in the black concrete, and the black concrete is already always hard to explain, because you want to explain the outline, and it's hard to explain like going up by 2 or going up by not that way. What I mean is like thickening the outline. It's quite hard to explain that sometimes. So that's why we've done that. And once we have done that, we're going to fly down to the very first 3 we did with our bone block. And so we're going to take out our black concrete, and we're going to place 3 going underneath. So 1, 2, 3. Also, just a quick note, before we outline this, I should have said this before, but I think you should already know that I said in the previous build, your bone blocks always have to be placing down or up, and they should always look like that, because if they don't look like that and they go sideways like this, as you can see, the texture looks already really weird from here. So make sure they're always going down in this direction. So just make sure. And then actually moving on to the build. From these three here, we're going to start off by placing from the third one at the top, 2 to the right. So 1, 2. Then we're going to do an upright diagonal. And then once we've done the upright diagonal, we're actually going to fly back down to the bottom of the 3 that we placed here. And once we've done that, and place 1 going to the right. Then we're going to do a bottom right diagonal. And then do another bottom right diagonal. And then we're going to do another bottom right diagonal. And we're going to place 1 going to the right. Then place 1 on top. Then do an up left diagonal. Place 1 on top. Then do another up left diagonal. Then fly back down to the bottom line here. So we'll keep flying back down to this bottom line. Then we're going to place 2 to the right. So 1, 2. Then we're going to place 2 on top. So 1, 2. And then we're going to do an up left diagonal. Place 1 on top. Do another up left diagonal. Place 1 on top. And then we're going to do an up left diagonal. And there we go. Again, we're going to fly back down to the bottom block here. So right down to this bottom line. We'll place 3 to the right. So 1, 2, 3. Then place 1 on top. And then do an up left diagonal. Place 1 on top. And do another up left diagonal. And place 1 on top. And then do another up left diagonal. And place 1 on top. Then do an up left diagonal. Place 1 to the left. Then again, fly back down to the bottom line. Once you're flying back down to the bottom line, we're going to place 3 to the right. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to place 1 on top, 1 to the right. And then we're going to fly back into the left. And from the left one here, we're going to do an up left diagonal. And once we've done this up left diagonal, we're going to do another up left diagonal and place 1 on top. And then do another up left diagonal, place another 1 on top. And then do another up left diagonal and place another 1 on top. Then do another up left diagonal and place 1 to the left. And again, we're going to fly back down to the bottom line, so the one sticking out to the right here. And we're going to place 1 to the right, 1 on top. And you know what, we'll do this as well. We'll place another 1 to the right. And then place 1 underneath, just like so. And then we're going to place 1 to the right. And we'll come back to there. And then we're going to fly up to this little 2 square here. So left hand side, we're going to place 1 on top and 1 to the right again. Fly back in towards the left. And we're going to place 1 to the left. Then we're going to place 1 on top. And then we're going to place 1 to the left. And we're going to place 1 on top. And then we're going to do an up left diagonal. And then place 1 on top. And then we're going to do another up left diagonal. And place another 1 on top. And then we're going to do an up left diagonal. And then we're going to place 1 on top. 1 to the left. And then we're going to do a bottom left diagonal. So just place 1 right there. There we go. I'm just going to zoom out so you can see what we've done so far. Because it's a bit complicated to explain. As I said, like the thickness is really hard to explain. And that's why we've done the bone blocks. So it's going to make it a lot easier when we get to that part. But once we have done this, we're going to fly down to the bottom line. And from this 1 that's sticking out here, we're going to fly up by 1 to this one here. And we'll just place 1 on top for now. And then we're going to place 3 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3. And then do an upright diagonal. And then we're just going to fly back in to the bottom one here that's underneath right here. So I'll zoom out just so you can see. It's quite hard to navigate and explain it. And once we've flown back to here, we're going to place 5 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to place 1 on top and 2 to the right. So 1, 2. And again, we'll come back to there. And now once we've done all this, what we're going to do is we're going to fly over back to the left hand side at this little thick chunky square again. And once we've flown back to this chunky square, we're going to do an upright diagonal from the right one here. So do an upright diagonal. Again, I'm just going to zoom out just so you can see where we're going from. Going from right there. I'm going to fly back in. And I'm going to place 2 to the right. Then I'm going to do an upright diagonal. And place 1 on top. And then I'm going to do another upright diagonal. And then do another upright diagonal. And then I'm going to do another upright diagonal and go up by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you can see, we connect to the hair right here. And then what we're going to do, once we've connected to the hair, we're going to fly up to the very top bit of this 5 that we just went up. So to this line here. So I'll place some block on there just so you can see where. So it's just there. And once we have got to here, we're going to place one to the left from the top one, and then one underneath. And then from the underneath one, we're going to place one to the left. We're going to place one underneath. And then we're going to place one to the left. And then we're going to place 2 going underneath. So 1, 2. And then we're going to place 1 going to the right. Then we're going to place 3 going underneath. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to place 1 to the left. Then place 1 underneath. Then place 1 to the left. And then place another 1 underneath. We're going to place 1 to the left. And then we're going to place 2 underneath. So 1, 2. And float back up to the top of it, right here. And we're going to place 2 to the left. So 1, 2. And then place 1 on top. And then 1 to the left. And then we're going to place 2 going up. So 1 and 2. Then 1 to the left. And then we're going to place 1 going up. We're going to place 1 going to the right. And then we're going to place 1 going up. And then we're going to place 1 to the right. Then we're going to place 1 going up. 1 to the right. 1 going up. And then 2 to the right. So 1 and 2. And there we go. There's that little part done there. So I'm just going to zoom out just so you can see what it looks like. Because we did quite a lot of explaining there. And there's a couple more things we've got to do in this eye. So in the center, we're going to fly back into the center, but we're going to fly over to this corner that my cursor is on right here. So the top left corner. So right to here. And once we've flown to this block here, what we're going to do is we're going to do a bottom right diagonal. And from this bottom right diagonal, we're going to place 1 underneath, 1 to the right, and 1 underneath. And then we're going to fly up by 1 back to here, place 1 to the right, and fly to the left, and place 1 on top. And there we go, just zoom out and you can see what we've done so far. And now, once we've done this, what we're going to do is we're going to fly back down to the 3 underneath the center of the eye. And to these 3 here, once we've flown over to here, we're going to go to the left hand side from it. So on the very left here, we're going to do 3 up left diagonals. So 1, 2, and 3. From the third one, place 1 on top, then do an up left diagonal, place 1 on top, and then do another up left diagonal, and place 1 on top. And what we're going to do is we're going to place 1 to the left, and then there we go. There's that little part done there. And then we're actually going to fly back to the right of it. So still going from the 2 that we just went up from. And from here, what we're going to do is we're going to do an upright diagonal. And then we're going to do 5 more upright diagonals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And from this 5th one, we're going to place 3 going to the right. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to fly up, and we're going to place 1 on top, and then once we place 1 on top, we're going to place 4 going to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now again, to make things probably easy as possible for us, take out our bone block again, and to the last 3 that we're at, so right here, what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 going underneath the right one here. So 1, 2. Then fly up to black concrete. And then we're going to do 3 going underneath. So 1, 2, 3. Then what we're going to do is we're going to fly up to here. Back up to the black concrete in the upright diagonal direction. And we're going to place 3 underneath. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to fly up to here, back to black concrete. So we're going to keep flying back to the black concrete, by the way. So we're going to place 2 underneath, so 1, 2, fly back up to the black concrete over here, to the right, and we're going to place 3 underneath, so 1, 2, 3, then fly back up to the black concrete, and place 4 underneath, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then, you can fill in these gaps here, with your bone block, there you go, same for up here as well, just a little section here. And there you go, that's what it should look like so far. Again, that part there is black concrete. Just if anyone hasn't filled it in yet, we're just going to fill it in at the end. And now once we've done that, there's just one little section we gotta do just here before we can fill all of the inside here with black concrete. So with these lot going up here, so these 5 going up, we're gonna fly back down to the 2 here. So to this 2 here, so to the left of here to these 2. And we're gonna move to the left onto this one here, and we're gonna place 2 going up. So 1, 2. And then we're going to do an upright diagonal. And then we're going to do another upright diagonal. And then we're going to do another upright diagonal. And then we're going to place 1 to the right. And there you go, that's pretty much it. So that little gap there is with our cyan terracotta, we're just going to fill this little gap in here. So just fill this in with our cyan terracotta. And there you go, that's that little part there, done. And then moving on to the right one to it, so this one here as well, this is also going to be cyan terracotta. So again, I'm just going to fill this in. And there you go, that's that little part there done as well. Now let's fill in the final parts with our cyan terracotta as well. So let's move on to the first line here. We're going to skip the first line and move on to the second line. So moving on to the second line, we're going to place 1 at the very top right here in this little gap here. So it should look like that. And then we're going to move on to the third line. We're going to do exactly the same. We're just going to place 1 on top, just like so, right there. Exactly the same with the fourth line. But this time we're going to place 2 up top, so 1, 2. And we'll do the same with the fifth line. So 1, 2 in that gap. And there we go. That's all we've done. We should be all done now for the cyan terracotta. Alright, now let's actually finish the rest of the eye, and then I'll explain the final outlining for the eye at the end. So, to start things off, we're going to fly to the one sticking up out here. Once we have flown to this one sticking here, what we're going to do is we're going to do an upright diagonal from here. I'm going to place 1 on top. Then we're going to do 3 upright diagonals. So 1, 2, 3. And from this third one, we're going to go up by. So we're going to go up by 6 from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as you can see, it connects back to the hair strand here. Now, let's see, what should we do? We're gonna go to the top of this line here. So we're gonna go back up this line here, and we're gonna make things a bit easier for us again. And we're gonna go to the very top, and then from the very top, we're gonna move down by 1 to this one right here. We're gonna place 1 to the right, and then we're just gonna go all the way to the right. Our black concrete. There you go. That just fills in there. And once we've gone all the way to the right, we're going to go down by 3. So 1, 2, 3. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a bottom left diagonal and go down by 2. So 1 and 2. And then we're going to do another bottom left diagonal and go down by another 2. So 1, 2. And do another bottom left. Go down by 1. Then do another bottom left. And go down by another 1. And then we're going to do a bottom left diagonal. And then we're going to do another bottom left diagonal and go down by 1. Then we're going to do another bottom left diagonal, and we'll go to the left by 1. And then we're going to do another bottom left diagonal and go to the left by 1. And then we're going to go to the left by another 1, and then we're going to place 1 on top. And then we're going to do an upright diagonal, and then we're going to do another upright diagonal, and then we're going to do another upright diagonal. And we're going to go up by 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place 1 going to the left so it connects to this singular line here. And then we're going to fly back to the right, so back to here. And we're going to place 1 on top. Then we're going to place 1 to the right. And then we're going to place another 1 to the right for now. And then we're going to fly back into the left, so back to this middle one. And we're going to place 3 going up. So 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to do an up left diagonal. And then we're going to do a bottom left diagonal. And there we go, that's that little part done there. And then we're going to fly back to the 1 here that we placed to the right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place another 1 to the right. And then we're going to do an upright diagonal. Place 1 going up. And then we're going to do an up left diagonal. And then we're going to do a bottom left diagonal. And there we go, that's that little part done there. And now, once we've done all that, we're going to fly to this bottom one here. So where I'm looking at right now, fly to there. So it's the one going underneath here, basically. So this one singular block. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go underneath all the way with our black concrete, just like so. And then, well, that's pretty much it. But there's just one more thing we got to do. And once we go all the way down, just place one on this corner here. That's basically a bottom left diagonal once you've done that. And then there's that little part there done. And then this is the last part of the tutorial. Not tutorial, I mean this part. Because I think we got enough time to hopefully, potentially get everything done. But moving on to this one singular one here. So basically this line we just done. We're going to place one in this gap. And then we're going to fly up by one, so upright diagonal to here. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to place two going up, so 1, 2. Then we're going to do an upright diagonal, place one here in this corner here, and then we're going to do an up left diagonal, and then place one on top, and do another up left diagonal, so just place one up there. And there we go, that is everything done. So now to explain things. So with our purple pillar, inside all the gaps inside the eye is literally going to be all purple pillar. Again, with the purple pillar, there's another block that you don't want to place sideways. It needs to be up or down. Basically, in the sense, it's just got to be going up by the bone block. Do not place it sideways. Which it makes it awkward in some spots to place, but it's actually not terrible. As long as you just place down all the time, it's actually not that bad from the top. Because all you do is just place down. And it gets quite easy like that, basically. And then, so basically, yeah, all that is that. And then this little gap here, what is this gap going to be? This gap's going to be all black concrete. So I'm going to fill all of the black concrete in, just so you can see. So this right corner here is all black concrete. And there we go. And there we go. As you can see, that just looks like that. So those two there as well, that's also going to be purple pillar. So I'll fill this in as well, just so you can see what's purple pillar. And there you go. That's pretty much it. The last thing to explain is, as I already kind of said, inside here up to the bone block is all black concrete. So we're just placing all black concrete here. And we just fill all of this in. And you know what, I'm just going to fill it all in now because might as well, because it doesn't take that long to do. I'm going to leave the eye though, the inside of the eye, but we'll just do the black concrete. And there you go. And of course that there's the hair, so you know we don't touch that. There you go. That is all for the right, well, not all for the right eye, almost all for the right eye. Our last couple of steps is the underneath bit again, so that wrinkles kind of, I don't know really what to call it. I guess it's kind of wrinkles or eyelashes, something like that. But anyway, we're gonna fly to this long one here. So we're gonna fly over, and we want to be at the very end one. And once we have flown to the very end one, we're gonna be using a couple of blocks here. So we're gonna be using our white terracotta and bone blocks. So from the very end one here, we're gonna, with our bone block, we're gonna place one underneath. Then take out your black concrete, and we're gonna place one underneath. Then with our white terracotta, we're going to place one to the right of the black concrete. Then we're going to place two going up, so 1, 2, and fly back down by one to the middle one here. Take out your black concrete, and we're going to place two to the right, so 1, 2, and fly back into the left, and then take out our bone block, place one underneath. Then take out our black concrete, and place one underneath. Then we're going to fly back up to the two sticking out here with our black concrete. Once we've flown back to here, take out our white terracotta, place two to the right, so 1, 2. Then we're going to place one underneath, and then we're going to place one to the right. Then take out your black concrete, and we're going to place two to the right for now, so 1, 2, and then we're going to place another one to the right, and place one on top, and then we're going to place two to the right, so 1, 2, and then fly underneath, place one underneath, one to the left. And then we're going to fly back up to the top to the second row. And we're going to place 4 to the right with our black concrete. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to take our white terracotta, do an upright diagonal, place one to the right, take out our black concrete. And we're going to place 5 to the right. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then take out our white terracotta, place 2 to the right, do an upright diagonal. Oh wow, attempt to do an upright diagonal. There we go, finally got it done. And then place 1 to the right, and then do another upright diagonal. And then take out our black concrete, and so we're going to do an upright diagonal. Place 1 to the right, do another upright diagonal, and place another 1 to the right. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to literally zoom out. So, and there you go. There is the eye done. Well, not filled in, but that's it done. So I was thinking about doing everything else today, but it's time. I don't know if we have enough time. Then again, we literally don't have barely, when I say barely, any outlining to do. Like, there is generally barely any outlining to do. So you know what, let's actually try and get everything done, because I think we've got enough time. Indeed. Again, it's going to be long. The last video is always long for the tutorial, because I always explain the colouring in. So without further ado, let's actually just do this as quick as we can. So we're going to start off by flying to the left eye, and this little whatever you call it, this black line that is going here, I don't know what to call it. I think it's like an eyelash or something, but this little 2 sticking down here, we're going to fly over to that, and we're going to take out our bone block, and with our bone block we're going to go underneath by 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then take out our black concrete, and we're going to go underneath by another 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then to a bottom left diagonal, and we're going to go underneath by 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then to bottom left diagonal, go underneath by 2. So 1, 2. Then we're going to do 3 bottom right diagonals. So 1, 2, and 3. For this third one, we're going to place 1 to the right, and do another bottom right diagonal, and then place another 1 to the right. Then do another bottom right diagonal. And now, let's see, what should we do here? We're going to shade this part, and then we'll move on to the little second part of the nostril. So taking out our white terracotta again, from the very last one we've done here, we're going to go underneath by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then place 1 to the right and go up by 3. So 1, 2, 3. So just like another 4 on the right hand side. Then we're going to fly to the bottom one on the left hand side here, and fly up by 1 and place 1 to the left. Just like so. And then we're going to place 3 going up. So 1, 2, 3. Then place 1 to the left. And we're going to go down by 1. And then we're going to go up to this corner here. So fly back up to this black concrete here and place 1 on the left. So an up left diagonal basically from there. And once you've done that, fly up over the black concrete. Place 2 going up, 1 to the left and 1 underneath. So basically just like that. And then from this bottom line here to the right, we're going to place 2 to the right. So 1, 2. Then we're going to place 2 underneath it. So 1, 2. And then to the right, place 1 to the right. Place 1 underneath. And then we are done. So we're just going to zoom out. That's what we should have done so far. Now we're going to take out our placement block. And with our placement block, so from this black concrete, we're going to go up to the very top white terracotta right here. And with our placement block, we're going to go 8 to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then take out our white terracotta, place 1 on top. And then I'm going to place 1 to the left, and then 1 on up. And there you go. Then take out our black concrete, place 1 to the right, and do an upright diagonal. Then place 1 to the right, and take out our white terracotta, and we're going to place 1 underneath each of these 2 here, so 1 and 2. There you go. And fly up and place 1 to the left of the 2, just like so. And we're going to break our placement blocks. The reason why I said placement blocks and not bone blocks is because, well, we can't really place them going up and they would be to the side like that. And again, as I said, we don't want those going sideways. So we just use a placement block. And now with the nose complete, what we're going to do is we're going to fly over to the left hand side of the outline that we did with the white terracotta, and we're going to take out our bone block, and we're going to go underneath by 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then take out your black concrete, place 1 underneath, and then what we're going to do is we're going to place 2 to the left. So 1, 2, then do a bottom left diagonal, and place 3 to the left. So 1, 2, 3, and then do bottom left diagonal, place 1 to the left, and then do another bottom left diagonal. Then fly back up to here, so back to kind of where the bone block is, and to the right of this black concrete, we're going to go to the right by 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to do a bottom right diagonal. And we're going to go to the right by 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're going to do another bottom right diagonal and go to the right by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to do another bottom right diagonal and go to the right by 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then zoom out. Have a quick look at what we've done so far. And then again, as I said, this video might be really long, but the last ones, they always are. But there we go, that's what we've done so far. So I think it looks pretty cool, but it does look a bit weird. They always look weird though, because there's only like certain parts filled in. Now we're going to get on to the final part. And again, the reason why I'm doing this in this video, usually I just do like the eyes kind of separate, but like there really is not too much outlining. Like there is a bit, but it's not massive. And we're going to start off with the neck first. So with the neck, what we're going to do is we're going to fly onto the left hand side of the neck. So we're going to be on this left hand side here, and we want to be at the very bottom, so where the neck is basically carved off, so here. And we're going to go up to the 4th 2. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And there is the 4th one. So we're going to fly over to the 4th 2 here. And from the bottom of the 4th 2, we're going to place 1 white terracotta going to the right. Just so we know where we are. So there you go, just like that. Then we're going to fly back in. And then to the right, we're going to place 1 to the right. Then we're going to do 5 bottom right diagonals from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to place 1 to the right. Then we're going to do a bottom right diagonal. So just place it on the ground there. And then we're going to zoom out to make things easier for us. So basically it's just going to be a bit quicker, because we're going to get through this as quick as we can and as smooth and simple. And these bunch of ones here, I don't know how many upright diagonals here, and we're going to go to the 2, and then from the 2 we're going to go down 2 bottom left diagonals. So 1 and 2, so right there. And we're going to fly over to this one, and what we're going to do is we're going to place 1 white terracotta underneath. So I'm going to zoom out just so you can see where we placed it. So that one right there. Now we're going to fly back in, and from here we're going to do a bottom left diagonal, so place it just in there. Then we're going to do another bottom left diagonal, and then do another bottom left diagonal, and then this time place 1 underneath. Then we're going to do another bottom left diagonal, and then we're going to do another bottom left diagonal and place 1 underneath. Then we're going to do 4 bottom left diagonals. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then place 1 underneath. Then do 3 bottom left diagonals. So 1, 2, and 3, and place 1 underneath. Then we're going to do another 3 bottom left diagonals. So 1, 2, and 3, and place 1 underneath again. And then we're going to do 6 bottom left diagonals. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then place 1 underneath. And then we're going to do 3 bottom left diagonals. So 1, 2, and 3, and as you see we connect to the ground, and then we're going to go all the way to the left of our white terracotta and just fill it all in. And there you go. So to make things again easy as possible to explain, this inside here is going to be filled in all with white terracotta. So just, I'll fill in a bit, not a load. And then to the right here, and to the right here, I mean to the left here, this is all going to be bone block. So again, make sure you fill it in the correct way. See, as you see, if you go to the right too much, like that, it just messes up. So you have to play slowly like this, and then when we can go up, it's a bit easier. I'm just going to fill all of this little part here, because it's quite easy to do. And there you go, as you see, just looks like that. And usually I would place on the outside. I'll place on the outside again, just to make things look easy. So you know where to outline, basically. So, I'm just placing one on all the outside of the wet terracotta, just so you know which side is which. And almost there. And there you go. We'll just place that one now, actually. There you go. Right, so as you can see, white terracotta inside there, bone block inside there. What's this little small bit here? This is also bone block. So in here is bone block as well. And do. There we go. This is obviously the hair. This is also bone block, this part here, so I'll fill in a bit here. See, I can't go sideways because it would mess up, so I have to basically go kind of pretty slow. And there you go. This is also the hair, and then this, and then we're going to take our white wool and our clay block and our light blue terracotta. This little section here is all white wool. So again, I'm not going to fill it all in, but we're just going to fill in a bit. So the end version of it all being filled in will be at the end. Then inside this part here, this is all going to be clay block. And I believe clay block actually doesn't fall down anymore, which is pretty useful. I think this is a block. Actually, no, I just think it does that now. But so yeah, this is all clay block. And then moving on to up top here. So as you can see, his hair is right here. Now what we're going to do about this hair? Well, we're going to fill in this section, and this section with light blue terracotta, because this is part of the hoodie. So fill in a bit there, and then we're going to fill in a bit here as well. Can't see where I'm at. Right, and then we're also going to fill in the other one as well. So I'm just going to fill in a bit more, and then just fill in this one here as well. So just fill in here, and then we're just going to zoom out, and as you can see, that's going to be light blue terracotta. And what's that little gap? For those that are wondering, what's that little gap there? What's going to be filled in there? That is going to be absolutely nothing, because it is literally nothing but thin hair. Now let's get on to some of the shading, shall we, as well. So again, it's nice and quick, this shading is for us. Even though the video probably is going to be like an hour long, it will still be nice and quick, but yeah. Well, usually it would be another video and even longer. So we're going to fly to here. So this one here. And then once we've flown up to here, we're going to take out our black wool. So we can get rid of one of these blocks we don't need cyan terracotta. Take out our black wool. From this bottom one here, from the very bottom one, we're going to place one to the left. Then we're going to do an up left diagonal from here and place one on top. Then we're going to do two up left diagonals from here. So 1 and 2. And from the second one, we're going to place one on top. Then we're going to do another two up left diagonals. So 1 and 2, and place one on top. Then do another up left diagonal and place one on top. And do another up left diagonal, and then do another up left diagonal and place one on top. Then do another up left diagonal, and then do another up left diagonal and place one on top. And then do another up left diagonal, place one on top, and then do another up left diagonal and place another one on top. Then do another up left diagonal, then do another up left diagonal, place one on top, then do another up left diagonal and place one on top. And then there we go. As I said, like, the outlining is very simple in this build. And so all of this here is going to be filled in with black wool. Again, this gap is literally nothing. Just on the left hand side here is black wool. And then what colour is the hair? The hair is grey concrete. And we do have a bit more outlining to do. So the ear, let's go to the ear. So we're going to take out our white terracotta. This little part here of the ear on the right hand side is going to be white terracotta. Where did I put my white terracotta? There it is. And this little part here is just all going to be white terracotta. So all inside here. And then in the outside here, again, it's going to be bone block. Again, bone block is always going to be placed up and down. Just always going to say that, just so I get that part out. And then we're going to go to this little section here. And from this little section here, inside this gap here, take out our white terracotta and place 2 inside there. And from the bottom one, we're going to place 1 to the right and 2 underneath. So 1, 2, and fly at top, and then just go up by 1, 2, 3, so we connect to the black concrete, just like so. I'm going to explain this a bit quick now, because I need to get through this, because I wasted half my time trying to do a live stream today. So that took up a lot of time, and it's also like lunchtime, so I'm like starving now. Right, now we're going to move on to shading the hair strips. So, moving to this 3 here. Wow. Like 3 going up. So the first strip here, right here. And with our white terracotta, we're going to move to the bottom left, right here. And from this spot right here, we're going to go by 4 with our white terracotta. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And zoom out, and there you go, just like that. And then on this line right here, the eyebrow, we're going to place 1 on top right here on the left, and then we're going to do bottom right diagonal, so place 1 on that corner. And then we're going to move over to the right here, to the edge of the line. We're going to place 1 white terracotta there, and then 1 going up. So that's just like that so far. And now once we've done that, we're going to fly up to the first 2 here. And in this first 2, we're going to place 1 white terracotta in the corner. Then, moving on to the next 2, so this 2 here. We're going to place 2 underneath, so 1, 2. And fly up 1. And we're going to place 1 to the left. And then we're going to place another 1 to the left. And then we're going to do it up left diagonal. And then, all of this inside here is just going to be filled with white terracotta. So, just fill this in. And there we go. Just filled it in, all of it, because might as well. It's gonna be, this upload is gonna take a while today. Be a bit later than usual because we tried to do a live stream, didn't work, so we wasted our time. And this video is also extortionately long. Anyway, moving on to the second shading area, we're gonna start at this one coming down here from the 2. So from right here, where my cursor is right over. We're going to fly over to that 1 there by placing 1 white terracotta right here, so right underneath, and then we're going to place 1 to the left, 1 going up, and then we're going to place another 1 to the left, we're going to place another 1 going up, another 1 to the left, another 1 going up, and another 1 to the left. And there we go, we can just fill in on the up top side. So above them all, just with white terracotta, there we go. They've done with that shading area as well. As well, just like inside here and everything, that's all going to be bone block. Same with the face. Which, you know, that's quite self-explanatory. Explanatory anyway. There we go. Got the word out. Right, moving on to the third strip. Again, take out your white terracotta, and from this spot here, we're just going to go all the way up. So, right here, literally all the way up, so just literally the 1 top line here. And that literally should just literally look like that. And then we're going to move on to the next line. So, this line here. And then once we move to this line here, we're going to be moving up to this 2 right here where there's a 3. So my cursor's hovering over just so you can see it. So we're moving right up to there. So if we were going from this little line here, we would be going up to those 2 to those 3 to those 2 and then to those 1 and then that 2 right there. We want to be going to that 2 right there. So we're going to fly over to the 2, and from the very top part, so the top one here, so the second one, we're going to place 1 to the left. Then we're going to do an up left diagonal and go up by 1. Then we're going to do 3 up left diagonals. So 1, 2, and 3. And place 1 on top. Then do 2 up left diagonals. So 1 and 2, and place 1 on top. And then do another 2 up left diagonals. So 1 and 2, place 1 on top. Then do an up left diagonal, and again on the upper right hand side, we're just gonna fill it all in with white terracotta. So I won't fill all of this one in, 'cause it's a bit big. Actually, nah, might as well, mightn't we? Doesn't take too long. And well, it doesn't take too long if you can actually fill it in correctly, which I'm not doing right now. But there we go. We are now literally done with that little part there as well. Again, bone block inside. Then moving on to the third strip, so right here. So we want to go to the third line, so 1, 2, and 3. So this line right here, we're going to fly into this line. And once we've flown to this third line, taking out our white terracotta, place 1 to the right and 2 underneath. 1, 2. Then we're going to fly up, and then we're going to do an upright diagonal from there. So place 1 to the side here. Then we're going to go up by 1. And then we're going to do an upright diagonal. Go up by 1. Do an upright diagonal. Place 1 to the right. And then we just fill in on the upper left hand side, so on top, just with our white terracotta, just like so. And then there you go. There's that shading done as well. Now moving on to the next hairline, which is the final hairline, which is just right here. And we're actually going to go to the left hand side here. So on the very big line, going into this corner, place 1 on that corner. And place 3 going down. So 1, 2, 3. Fly up to the top and place 1 to the right. Then we're going to go up by 2. So 1, 2, and then do an upright diagonal. And then from there, just place all the way up and fill this gap in. And there we go. That is all the shading done for the face. And as I said, like, the shading generally in this build is just not a lot, and that's why I'm doing it now as well, because there's no point doing like a 10-minute video and waiting like another day, because I'll do the Rim with Tempest over like another 2 days for that build, because you just want to complete it once you really got all of this done. And we do have 2 more areas to shade, so these are like probably the biggest, well, one of them probably the biggest area. Actually no, the biggest area we did was probably the neck, and that wasn't even that big, so yeah. But we're gonna move on to the gap at the bottom right here. So we're gonna move to here, this shading area, but while we're moving over here, in the corner right here, so this little spot here, we're just gonna fill this in with bone block, just so you know that this is bone block. So again, be careful with your bone block. Up, always got to be going up or down in that direction anyway, should be facing. So that's going to be all in there, and then inside here it's going to be a light blue terracotta, so we just fill it in here as well, a bit in here. And then here's where we're going to move on to the shading. So this little section here that we're originally going to fly over to, just fly back into it. And once we've flown back into it, we're going to go to the bottom with it here. We're just going to go all the way up with our light blue until we're in line with the black concrete here. So just like so. So basically we go up by 6. So we're just in line. And then with our light blue terracotta, we're going to go up by 4 on top of the light blue terracotta. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do an upright diagonal. And we're going to go by 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Then do an upright diagonal. And then there we go. On the right hand side here, it's going to be all light blue terracotta. And then on the left hand side is going to be clay block. So if I just fill it in a bit, again, I can just fill in on the other side just so you know which is on which side. There you go, pretty simple as that. So right side there. And also you can tell which side's mainly anyway, because you see the thumbnail, not just the thumbnail. You would see where the other side is shaded because the right hand side is light blue. And then what's this gap right here? This gap is also with your clay block. So just fill a bit in here just so you know where the outline. And there you go, that's probably enough for you. And then we're going to move on to the actual shading. So we'll move on to that last. Well, actually no, we'll move on to here. So moving on to the left again, this little section here is going to be once again, quite easy to follow. Clay block. Just do 2 lines. And then again, what's this left hand side going up here? This is just white wool. So quite simple and self-explanatory. I hate saying that word. Can't say it. And now we're going to move on to generally, this actually might be the biggest shading area, and the last shading area. It's not really much to do, it's just a lot of counting, that's all. And to start us off, we're going to fly into the black wool. As you can see, we've already got some of the shaded done. And once we've flown over to this black wool, on the left hand side of it, we're going to go by 5 with our black wool. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then do it up left diagonal. And go up by 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then do it up left diagonal and go up by 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then do another up left diagonal and go up by 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then do another up left diagonal. And this time we're going to go up by 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then do another up left diagonal and go up by 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And as you can see, we went at 14 and connected right there. And then, to explain the final thing for the final part of this tutorial, the right hand side is going to be black wool. And I'm going to take out the grey concrete. And on the left hand side, I'm going to fill in with, well, just grey concrete. So up all these lines, just going to fill it up quickly. Just to show which side is which. It's like, I think I said this before, but when doing this, it's kind of like the seas. If you've seen the seas together, like the Pacific and... oh god. I don't even know what the other one's called, like the Pacific and... you know what? I'm gonna leave it there. Mediterranean Sea, something like that. Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Obviously, I think I've said this before, but I am not smart. Not smart at all. And there we go. That is everything so far for Sasuke. And we're not fully done yet. And why aren't we fully done? Well, we actually have to fill it all in. But we're done with the tutorial. Now it's just grueling work of filling it in. But as I said before, much as it takes a long time and it is annoying to fill in, it's great when you get to see the end result. And without further ado, I'm going to have a quick brief just to what we're filling in, as I always do this at the end, just to make sure you know everything correctly. And then I'm going to do, and then we're just going to skip ahead, and then I'll see you at the end. So again, clay block in here, that little bit there, white wool, and bone block, bone block, bone block, white terracotta, bone block, light blue, terracotta, light blue terracotta, clay block, black wool, grey concrete, clay block, and white wool. The entirety of the face is going to be all bone block, and the hair is going to be all grey concrete up here and here, and then the other And then the other spot over here is light blue, and light blue terracotta, all in those little 3 spots. In here is our black wool, and then here is our grey concrete. I didn't do it on this side, but I guess I just do it now as well quickly with our grey concrete. We can just go over the edge, just like so. That's why, you know, it's always good to go over it twice. Get a bit more detail in for you. And there you go. You see, grey concrete, bone block in the air, and white terracotta in the inside, which I could have filled all of it in, but I didn't. Oh well. And the rest of the eye is our purple pillar. How do you pronounce that? I don't know how you pronounce that. Anyway, that eyebrow part there is going to be black concrete, and the rest of the inside of the eye that we didn't fill in is white wool. And literally every other detail in the face is bone block. And what's this part here, which I didn't explain? This is also bone block because it's still just part of the face. It's just another wrinkle. Which, where's my bone block gone? Why do I switch the block that I always need? I just fill in like a tiny bit, and there you go. And now, without further ado, I'm going to skip ahead. So I'll see you at the end, and then you will see the end final result. And if you just want to pause the video right there, so you have something to reference it off, feel free to do so. So, without further ado, I'll see you in a second. Boom, and there we go. We have finally completed the Sasuke 6 paths Sage Mode build done. And if you're here just to pause the video to fit everything in, then go and do that. And without further ado, that's probably it from me. I'm not going to explain anymore because the video is already long enough as it is, and I've got nothing else really to say. All I've got to say is that we have 2 more builds that, well, that are complete. I just need to, I've designed them already. I just need to put them into pixel arts in Minecraft. And now that we have completed the Sasuke one, that means we're going to start doing the Luffy 1-0 piece into the tutorial. If for those who are wondering when we're doing that, we're now going to be doing that because we've now finished another build. I don't want to basically have too many builds at once because then it would take longer for some. That's why that's why I want to complete a build, and that's why we have finally completed Sasuke, which didn't take a long time at all. But without further ado, I'm going to head off. So again, pause the video if you're here to just, you know, fill it in, and if you already have, well, I'll see you in the next video. And for those that just filled it in now and just listen to it now, if you enjoyed this build, hit that like button and subscribe. It'd be much appreciated. And again, in the comments, feel free to put down any comments or suggestions that you want to do. I don't guarantee that I do every suggestion, but I try my best, which we do have a suggestion that we are doing currently. It's just taking a while to design because it's not the easiest one to design, but we are designing it and it will look nice. And without further ado, peace out, enjoy the rest of your day, and goodbye.